let's turn that off before I get hit by Twitch doing Twitch things. Hey there! Hi there, everybody. Heck. Hey, Barrick. Welcome to stream. I'm trying to do these a little bit earlier in the day, just because, you know, it's a thing. Also because it means I get to show off my wonderful new emote. Hi, Lucy. I'll take out my hair tie. So it's hot. We got Banner Saga. Let us resume. Alright. So we are playing as the Ravens currently. We don't have a lot of resources. Let's check our quote-unquote heroes. We've got Bolverk, who is very strong because he gets 2 attacks. And we got all these chunguses. Alright, so let's do a little bit of training just so we can get back into it, and I can just be like, hey, how are you guys doing? Here for another pissing match. Hopefully your quartermaster asks, or you're begging me to show you how to really corrupt some foes. What can you show me? Lots of neat little deadly tricks, Hopefully says, walking into the large tent. Try to keep up. Also, Gravy's playing Rocket League. You're a berserk, and we're all impressed, Hopefully says before spitting. But if you lose it out there in a fight and start killing your own, well then you're just a pain in the ass. So let's start with you and the shield maiden. You consider what he's saying. Feel up to the challenge. I'm ready. And start swinging. Sorry for bumping the mic. I need like an actual mic. Alright, so use works friendly to kill 2 enemies with 1 attack, and use champion to protect an ally from attack. Is that actually Foco? Alright. You got 7, that's enough to do this. So if we can reduce their armor, we can almost guarantee that we can kill 2 enemies. And You go to the back. Well, that was one of them. So we don't want Spar, I think is his name. So this game is basically, it's a turn-based tactics on the one end, and on the other end it's basically Oregon Trail, but with horny giants. It's on account of their horns, you see. Stop attacking my boy. Who is next? That guy. Don't particularly care. Continuing to whittle away at Saga. So one interesting thing that they do with this game, and I really like this mechanic actually, they make it so that the strength is also, or your damage is basically also your HP. So what you want to do in games is you want to basically lower their armor as much as possible, or lower their strength basically to 1, and then finish them off in very quick succession. Like we're about to see. Actually, it might just be wise to have Boveric rest. Otherwise, he could theoretically kill 2 of them. Adjacent allies only. Okay, that's a bummer. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't happen, but okay. I am aware of what I must do. Because this is training, oh, I'm the last one standing. That's kinda suck house. Move over there, buddy, and try not to die. think we failed this training. Yeah, just because I let everyone die. Yeah. And there we go. Defeat. We get no renown. Oh, we did get an achievement though. Oh, we got some renown. Surprising. Welcome, but surprising. Alright, let's try this again. Because I want to get these. And, you know, that's good to know. So we want to reduce his armor so that Bulwark can... who is up next? Him? Yeah, I don't care. Alright, this is good. This is good. So we're going to back up. He's champion. Protect him. And who's next? Him. Yeah, we don't need to worry. So just, he's gonna rest. And now, big hits. There we go. Our renown grows. What do we get for it? That's a good amount of renown. We don't have enough supplies to rest, really. Do we have enough to level her to 5? 9 renown? Yeah. Alright. What's your deal? Focus Saga is mine for strategy, and Gaul will make her the unofficial second in command of the Ravens. The only person alive who will challenge Bulwark orders. The other mercenaries give her a wide berth, whether she wants them to or not. Oh, that's kind of sad. Alright, we want more break. Got more health. Champion, shield mastery. Okay, interesting. Can we do another training? Alright, let us continue onwards. Now we're in the Oregon Trail kind of part of things. Ravens in the air as ravens approach, Oli says with a slur. Is that a good sign? The small village ahead looks well fortified, with a few bodies outside the fence being picked clean by the birds. The caravan moves closer, but stays out of arrow range. Whoever's in there wants to be left alone, Focus said. It could be our best chance for supplies around here. So, if we're playing as Bulwark, I think we should be an asshole. Practice these. The ravens split and rush the village from 3 angles. Arrows miss their marks at the unexpected charge, and soon you're upon the battle-hardened villagers. I don't even know your deal. Crewmere is always good. Oli is surprisingly good, and we don't really need Bercy when we've got Sigbjorn. Although, Bercy's kind of just better Sigbjorn. That is unfortunate. Alright, you're gonna get leveled up. You need more break. Your strength is at max. More armor. There. What do you have for items that we can give you? That, I can't give that to anybody. So, ready for battle. I go pretty quick through it, so, like, it's fine. It's also in a weird, like, text. Actually, let's put Bercy there. Clear these fighting barricades. All of them. Alright, she has a spear, which means she can do a little poke. Don't attack Oli. Throw them axes. I was not expecting him to get the kill there, but it's welcome. Alright, who's up next? Spearman over there. Who's gonna attack Volka? Alright, can we... I think we can. Insult you. And now he's back at the back. Dang, one shot. Bercy is smashing all the barriers. Throw an axe. He's really good with that axe. over just hates barriers. Our renown grows. Hey, we did it. Percy's ready for promotion. Boy. And Folk has been injured again. I need to figure out how to use her properly. I'm not quite there yet, but soon, I feel. You kick down the last of the barricades to find a dozen or so remaining villagers huddled together. Some with bows, but no arrows. Villagers have thrown their blades to the ground. Man steps forward. I'm Frederick, the oldest of us. Been fighting off all types from Ormsdale for 2 days now. Just trying to protect what's ours. He looks back at his people and says, "You won't find us begging for our lives." Hulk pulls you aside and says, "They know how to fight, so we'd be stronger if they joined us." You pull at your beard. "Or it could make them gather food for us," you say. Let's have them join as clansmen. You're coming with us, without your blades and bows. And what, be your feigned slaves? Frederick turns to his people. Is that how we'll be remembered? They all shout, "Never!" Attempt to grab their blades, but you and the Ravens cut them all down with practiced ease. Should have known that wasn't really an option, Focus says, and walks off to look around. Bummer. Svar, an old wanderer who joined the Ravens over half a century ago, points at the tents on the edge of the village. Looks like the merchants are still here. Maybe they were being forced to stick around. One round gets 1. Got 9 days worth. Alright. +3 will is very good. Hold on. Let's see if that helps. Dragonstone's worthwhile. Statue of the Sightless Man is also very worthwhile. I think we'll get 2 days, or 1 more day of food. Bleh. And we will level some people up. Who needs leveling? Percy, surprisingly good here, even though he was absolute butt in the last game. Alright. Exploit. What does puncture do? Robust, or just strength damage or crit chance. Let's get... one crit. And 1 puncture. I like that. Alright. And on we go. Now we can rest. Let's do... Who needs healing? 2 days. Over needs 3 days. We can do 2 days of rest. And then we're gonna leave. Sure could use some more supplies in our cart, Raven says, tightening his belt. Kinda miss having those other folks around. Might not have been worth a damn in a fight, but they knew how to track animals and spot berries just about anywhere. That was great. Sounds like you need practice. Start hunting. He sent a few ravens who laughed with him. Don't come back empty-handed, you add. Choice words are mumbled, but they follow orders. Hours later they return, each holding nothing more than a small rodent. Two of them have split one. Folka shakes her head and says, pathetic. We got something out of it, though. Surprisingly.
I don't mind seeing islands fly. If only once more.
Remember the last time you saw this foul, a blood axe? Shut up. Let's back the Godstone. Think the ghost of this dead bird has forgiven you for that wing yet? Spar asks. The other ravens, including Folka, look from the broken stone to you in shock. Aye, the old man says. We were here nearly 40 years ago, same spot as now. Only a dozen of us left to the unkindness then. Better men by twice than all of you. There's rumbling, but the ravens keep listening. We'd run a job for a man. Fafer or Fainer, more like, he says, spitting at the memory. He set us up to take the fall for some of his other deals gone bad. We got surrounded here, and this bear of all loses his mind, grabs a tree, a whole tree, and starts swinging. Spar starts coughing but recovers. Nearly killed us all, but old Irings took a hit like no one other. And there you have it. The excited ravens start asking questions, but Spar is all too happy to answer. Let's study the bird-shaped stone. Irings, the god known as the winter bird, stands proudly on an eternal perch of snow and ice. Stories of season past, of hunting Redormir across the summer skies, of creating blizzards while flapping its wings to land in winter and cover the outstretched wings. While walking through the stone, your foot thumps on something hollow. You clear away some ice and find a wooden box, probably left as some token of faith to a dead god. Leaving anything behind for the dead is the waste, you say, immediately prying open the box and pocketing a small item within. We got a pipe plant. And we inspect the Godstone. Poor birdie. Cold creeps under cloaks and forces the ravens to huddle together as wind whips around you. The snow begins to blot out the Wormscale Mountains in the distance, and you're forced to call an early camp. Rising from your sleep, you begin pacing, occasionally dropping your fingers on the top of a large cart. Motion in camp draws your attention. Walking towards it, you hear groans. You see Folka's shield rising and falling erratically among some furs. Humans, you snort. But the shield flips away, revealing a dredge grunt staring up at you. Stepping back, you bump into another dredge. Looking around, the entire raven camp is a swarm of stone-armored bodies desperately reaching for you. Your axes lash out through nothing. You realize you were dreaming. An unexpected sadness swells in you, like you've let everyone down. A few of your ravens are watching you, smirking, but your growl makes them look away. You decide to walk the perimeter alone, while everyone else slowly awakens. Can we afford another day of rest? Probably not. What can you show me? Let's see if you know what to do with that ugly drunken, the old man, Wolfie says. Holy, Spar, get in here of you cleaning your own blood off my axe. Consider what he's saying. And start swinging. Did they give him a model? They did. Alright, so what is the deal? Axe Storm 3 hits, insult Bolverk, and prevent Bolverk from taking a turd. That's doable. You're dumb. X-Storm! Damn. No turn for you. Alright, Oli. X-Storm! 1, 2, come on. Yeah! And 4. Hey, we did it. Nope. That is exceptionally dangerous. Alright, Oli. Yeah, you can just kill that guy. Vulcan not having her shield is not great. Okay. I think I see what needs to be done there. So, can't kill anybody until it's time to kill him. Or kill him first. What can you show me? Yeah, I guess that's what we'll try first. We're gonna try and kill Bolverk first with Oli, with the 3 axes. No. Insult. No. Alright, Oli. Third axe was deflected. I think we failed this one again. Unless we can somehow kill him this turn. Stop that. Alright, if we get a 3, we got this. And 3, yes! Okay, we got it. Wow. This guy was not big into the Volverk. Because he was having us kick his ass. Alright, so, where are our heroes? You got enough renown that we can level people up. I like Oli. He's interesting. Let's do that. More damage on you is good. You've got maximum breakage. I think having crit is also good. What's that do? Plus 10 dodge, +10 crit, plus 10 divert. Oh, interesting. What about this pipe plant? You got 2 at the same glove. Let's give 1 to Bercy. Or do we only have the one that we can give out? If so, that's a bummer. Let's promote Krumer because I like him. Second ability. I like Tempest. Okay. Additional armor and 1 additional use. Let's give him the old pipey plant. So normally it's turn-based tactics slash, like, I guess resource management. So honestly, it's closer to Oregon Trail than anything else. Around to hear you yelling. A harsh voice reaches your ears, followed by the laughter of several others. Your abrupt halt alerts Volka, who immediately signals the ravens to fan out and draw their weapons. Let's investigate. Over the next rise, a group of 10 haggard fighters and a few Varros surround half a dozen peasants in a broken wagon. Sponsian shouts, "Help us!" But a punch to the stomach drops to the ground snow. The fighters turn, ready to fight. Let's charge him. Man's confidence melts away, and he and all his fighters flee from your assault. You have chased for a time, but soon return to the wagon in the presence. "Thank you," the woman who's punched earlier says. "I'm Seifa. I know you don't want us around, but if you're heading toward Bindle, we'll follow your path." "Fine, but your food is ours." "Payment for saving you," you say. "Payment for saving you," you say. And nods in her understanding. But to your surprise, the wagon's nearly empty. "We'll keep our distance," Seifa says, "but we'll be behind you." You grunt and walk off. A couple of Raven scouts take off to check out the cluster of tents ahead. "Refugees from Ormsalier," one of them says upon returning. "We got a sizable camp and seem disciplined. They know we're here," the scout adds. "No sense in trying to avoid them." You take the lead and approach the refugees. A hooded man with a red spear greets you. "My name's Bach, and this is Lofen, the bulwark of the Ravens, and is this your wife?" You're confused as much by his questions as by the fact that no one's with the man. "Varl don't have wives." He gets a distant look in his eye. "It's too bad. A woman can make you twice the man you were on your own." "Well, he's never been a man. A bear at times, but mostly he's Varl, and I'm Folka." "Nice to meet you, Folka. I'll get to my point. I'm leading this large group of trained fighters and tradesmen from Ormsalier. We're looking for a new home. They've done what it takes to survive out here, but they're starting to lose faith in me." "You want us to reinforce your control?" "No, I want you to take over. Lead us someplace we can live. Wolfen and I weren't meant for keeping others alive." "What do I get in return?" "For one, we won't kill you." Locke smiles, but there's no humor in his eyes. "Go away." "We'll share the food we've collected and fight alongside you, should there be a need." He stops and confers with the spear. "It's well in you, Wolfen is. We'll even spread the word of how great the Ravens are." will take you as far as Bindle. Locke kisses the metal of his spear and smiles. You have my thanks. Oh, Loven thanks you as well. You got clansmen. They should be gathering food for us. Hooray! Also fighters. Unwielding snowfalls proving too much for the humans who now vainly attempt to follow your large footprints. In truth, the sky and your surroundings lack enough contrast to know where you're going. And it's cold. Trees over there. Volka managed to say, motioning with her spear. Foliage blocks some of the wind, but does nothing for visibility. With no other options, you burrow into the snow, cloaked in your bear fur.
Darkness. Lightning. Someone pulling the energy. Painful.
Burke, wake up, you damn bear. You're being robbed. You roar and shake off the foot of snow covering you, the unclear dream still vivid in your mind. Bach uses the spear Lofen to point east. Those clansmen you saved, they killed your guards and they've taken everything. Loken's by your side in seconds, followed by the spearmen. You sprint among the snowy path, the stolen supplies straight into an ambush by the bandits originally harassing the clansmen. Saber turns and smirks. She's not gonna smirk in a second. Stealing from the ravens, you must have a death wish. I'm back. Pig sticker. That's likely not going to go well for you. See, this is where you get the whole turn-based tactics. Snowblind. Now, having no armor is gonna suck in a second. Cult weak. I believe it's game time. And that is Focal with the finisher. Good job, Back. Bach? You want Sebastian back? Seifa's wounds are great. She whimpers in the snow. You nod to Focal, who dispatches the bandit archer with haste. This is what helping folks get you, you roar. Grab all these supplies and bring them back to camp. You tell the ravens after hoisting a barrel on each shoulder. Alright. Fuck. Level 3 Slaughterer, Jesus. That's a hell of a title. Pig Sticker. Embolden. Cool. Always want more break. Let's give you a little more hurting power. I'm not surprised that Folk didn't level up. Let's save our renown in case we can get some more food down the line. Show me. Alright. And away we go towards Bindle. Notice the others aren't so good at spotting food, Ollie slurs. It's a good thing I spent some time with that Trigby fellow. Tell me what's what. I nearly killed myself on those jagger bushes over there trying to get these. Except decided to reveal a large basket full of mushrooms. Look at Foco, who shrugs. We need food, she says. Sure these are okay to eat? Sure, I'm sure. Been eating them all day, he says, taking a bite of one. Little bitter is all, but nothing a swig of mead won't solve. He drinks, swallows, and slaps his belly. Better take them with us. Only summons a bit while hoisting the basket up onto the cart. Grabs another mushroom for his efforts. Let's clap him on the back to show their appreciation. Betting their poison.
A rough drought. Not a bad place to recruit new blades.
The old wanderer fights his way up next to you. Can't see a damn thing in this mess. Guess old Ironx hasn't forgiven you yet after all. I don't remember there being much to see here. The way things are going, might not be much of anything left to see before long, Spar says. End of the world or not, I'll be dead soon. But you might come to miss these mountains and mines. A grunt is your response as you both try to make out shapes in the distance. All these people are looking for food and a home. I'm looking for ale. Is that so much to ask for? That scout tower already sent word of us being here. The snowstorm is worse than ever as you arrive at the walls of the mining town of Bindle. The gates are closed and you beat a fist against them. Open the fane gates! You shout. And all 2 men look down on you, then recede. Soon the gates open for a half-dozen well-trained guards to greet you. Their one-eyed captain points and says, "Just you." Volka steps to your side. "Not alone," she says. "She comes with me." The captain takes a moment to assess the situation and nods. Before following him through the gates, you bark commands to other ravens to stay close and vigilant. Inside the small gatehouse were 2 men from the wall, a woman with a fancy spear and a cup of a man holding a staff. "Volga Zephyr, is that the Raven Banner?" "So it seems, but why here? Why now?" "Just passing through on our way to the Blue River. This blasted storm caught us. Planned to come back this way afterwards for more work, but now we need some food and a place to hold up. We brought some people with us. They needed a new home." "I'm sure it felt like the right thing to do, but we're already beyond our capacity here." "Oh, you're Bolverk? Bolverk Bloodaxe?" "Hold your tongue, Nichols." "What do you know about me, boy?" I've heard all your tales. I can't believe your cold bear cloak is real. Is it true your axe handles are made from your own horns?" The old mentor places a hand on the young man's shoulder. "Wow, I never knew I was traveling with such a legend." You ignore her. "You in charge here? Where's the governor?" "The governor left for Arborang a while back with most of the fighters to settle a dispute. The Mender Council sent me to bring the people of Bindle west, as we've heard too many rumors of Dredge." "More than rumors. You were in Borsgard. Saw Bellower." "The Immortal Sundor. How did you escape?" "Immortal was a joke. He's dead." Nichols' eyes go wide and off, but Zephyr looks pensive. "What about the great rift that opened between Borsgard and Ormsleer?" "We managed." Zephyr looks like she wants to press you for more information. "Enough. Open the gates for my ravens." "Mercenaries will only panic the people. Everyone from Ormsleer. It's all I can do to keep them from stampeding like wild yaks." Should we be an asshole about it and threaten to attack? Let's be an ass. Woo! Open the gates so they'll have reason to panic. The guards in the room draw their weapons and aim them at you. Bolverk Bloodaxe, even your renowned strength would fail against walls protected by a Volka and her apprentice. But we're on a job for a Volka. You snarl at Volka for saying too much. She shrugs in response. I'm not aware of another Volka being out in this direction. Who's tasked you? Juno. Zephyr steps back at the name and studies your face for a moment. Nichols, you and the guards see what you can do outside the walls for the people. I'll see to it and make sure the ravens are comfortable. The younger Mender nods respectfully to Zephyr and grins at you and Folka before leading the guards to the gate. I'm inviting only the two of you to stay within our walls and enjoy a bit more warmth and comfort. Hi, Dorxel. Good, but try anything and my ravens will level this place. Then welcome, and no one's going to try anything. There's no need for such mistrust. Maybe, but I shouldn't have to tell you about my job from your superior just to get an invitation. No, you misunderstand. You have no job. The Vulcan known as Juno is dead. Oh, snap. Not much is new, Dorsal. I'm just playing through good old Banner Saga 2. Because Banner Saga 3 just came out. And trying to get back to it. The once energetic Mender approaches, looking both worn and troubled. Jesus, Avon. I'm not sure I thank you for the time to recover. I've never woven a spell that strong before. Are you sure you're ready to move on? You look... I know. I caught my reflection earlier. It's a more mature look. Mender grins and hints of his former youth shines through. Not everyone would have stopped for so long, especially with the ground rumbling like it has. We're all people in need of help here, so... You've grown up to really care about everyone else here, Idlet. It's a gift, and I hope you never lose it. Yeah, that's where I was the first time. He was a bit more on the armor. Have you given any more thought to my offer? I think some mending could really benefit you. You consider his offer. Sure, it might really help someday. I think so too, and you already know more than you think. I doubt it'll take me long to teach you the basics, but you'll have to practice as we go. I'm placing some patterns on your bow. Trace them with your thumb at all times. Practice. Memorize them. Understanding will occur later. A group of 24 humans, thin and dirty, step off the rough path to let the caravan pass. Please, a young girl says. Anything to eat? Her mother, eyes averted, pulls the girl by the arm to silence her. You can join us if you'd like. Frank glances her chain among the group until a man says, Better than us starving out here on our own. They all tend to agree and thank you, joining the rear of the caravan. Easy, boy! The clansman shouts as the Yoxart nearly topples to one side. The tamp path of the Eastway Road has steadily turned into a cracked shamble. Looking ahead, it only gets worse. Various chasms gape like open mouths. He glances back to Avon, who looks at you and shakes his head. The entire caravan comes to a halt. We'll be eating our belt before finding a way across this broken road, especially with this many. And there's no telling how far we'd have to backtrack to head north. Then we'll head south across the Ormsar riverbed. We can head towards Grundar on the west. Trigby appears around Hakon's elbow before coming fully into view. Heading south is questionable. Those people. Why do you say that? Maybe I spent a lifetime there. Plenty of things to eat under logs, but there's also people in the bogs. His eyes go wide. The Scald should hear my rhyme. Oh, what's wrong with heading south? Different ways of living. Old ways. Stick to the mud, and cragsmen are less bothersome. I think he's talking about the boggers. The rough, backward people of Swartzbog. Trigby frowns at Ivor. Words like that can find you swollen, filled with poison. He puffs out his cheeks and stares at Ivor. This is why Varl tend to keep to themselves. Each human is crazy in their own way. Trigby hunches over with laughter until he suddenly stops, sniffs the air, and marches away. Strange, but it's a fair warning. Crossing over into lands most of us never see. Just because we left those dredge behind doesn't mean we won't have more wars ahead of us. If we had more supplies, I'd say we should stop for a few days and train some of these clansmen to fight. Consider your options. Let's just camp. We'll consider training clansmen later. Calls for camp spread down the line. Trigby is a little bit silly. Let's talk to Ludin. Prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivor have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Irsa quietly stands nearby. Glad to be heading home? Ludin turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Even after that chasm, would it surprise you if I said no? Thought you hated being so far from Arborang. Life on the trail hasn't won me over, but it's not all bad. It's even possible that I've learned a few things about leading people while out here. You, Ivor, and Earsir are stunned to hear the prince talk this way. I've grown up in comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I've never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. I think I understand them a bit more. What do you plan to do with this understanding? If you make it to Arborang without being sorted by the dredge, when we make it, I'll talk to the king about my ideas for sharing information. Advisors learning from craftsmen, craftsmen learning from advisors. You've never seen the prince this animated, but then his face falls. I just don't think the king will appreciate my knowledge. Yes, will agree. My father's not exactly what you'd call open-minded. The king's a hard man. Has to be. But his son is his weakness. Can you tell me about King Meinolf? I suppose, but there's not much to it. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talking to him is like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly that. I used to think the same thing about my father. Sometimes. This isn't about being his son. You'll see. Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. I know. I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with as commoners. What would you like to be called? We're all people, Prince. Even you. You have a charming way of humbling me. Yrsa rolls her eyes. Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you'd like to have him toward your ideas. That's something I've never considered before. I'll think on it. As Prince Luden and Yrsa walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. What? When did you become so full of sage advice? Since I started listening to you? Gods, don't start making that mistake. The two of you share a smile before moving on. Ivor is the best! He's the best big uncle. Alright, who can we level up? Because we got a lot of renown. Okay. Let's get Ivor, big strong. Second ability. Tempest, forge ahead. I think Tempest would be very good. Let's do it. Alright. More strength. We can upgrade him again. How much does that cost? 15? Let's do it! Ivor's strongest there is. Again? I'm gonna do it. Alright. Now let's make him tanky. I like that. Being able to regen armor is very good. And we've got 12 left. Can we promote Aegyo? 13. 13?! We're off by 1! Yo! Jokel Holler. What's Ivor using as an item? Plus 2 strength possessed, plus 1 will per kill. There you go, Ivor. Alright. Let's see if there's new training. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Sven, the trainer says. Just wanting to swing at each other. Or are you here to actually learn something that could save your life on the battlefield? What can you show me? Plenty, Sven says, walking the large tent. Try to keep up. You can handle yourself. What about your other fighters? Ever used a barrel and an archer to trap somebody? Let's try it. The answer is yes, I have, but okay. Battering ram an enemy into a rain of arrows. I like that. Let's move Ivor back a little bit. want the enemies to get a little bit closer. It's gonna be a while before these two get their turns again. Yeah, he's way at the end. So, here's what we're gonna do. Ivor is mighty. That's not gonna work. Tempest. Dang, Ivor. When did you get so good? I mean, like, I know when, but at the same time. You go that way. We did it! How fast can we get Ivor to level 10? What do you guys think? Oh, that costs a lot. Ugh. I'm gonna do it anyway. One more. Rank 5. 40% to regen, plus 1 armor per turn. Yeah, rank 3. Exploit or divert. No, I think we want to have Ivor be more of a tank. Dodge. Yeah. Dang, Ivor. So strong. So mighty. I love my giant uncle. Good old Uncle Ivor. Alright, let's take a rest to boost up our morale. We don't really need it with this crew, because we are a badass crew, but let's move along. I hope we get some fighting so we can see what Ultimate Ivor can do. Ultimate Ivor! A metal clanking is heard in the distance and grows louder. I see a yacht cart surrounded by 4 Varl and an older woman hitting a ladle against the pan. All sorts of things for sale, she says, but her eyes go wide when she looks at you. It's you! Special deals when it comes to you! How do you know me? Word travels fast, she says. Think you can slay asunder and keep it a secret? She clicks her tongue and shakes her head. My dear knows of you, sure enough. Let's see what you have. Of course, my dear says. But make up your mind. My dear will be gone as quick as she arrived. And don't get any ideas of sneaking off with things. These 4 of all have the keenest eyes, the sharpest blades, and the shortest tempers. Field of Aura watching your every move. Ah, don't have enough renown to buy any of the good items. Disappointment. Ah, that's really good. That's one thing that I would have bought if I had it. Let's just buy a little bit more supplies-wise. Actually, I don't think we need to, since we've got... That's really good, too. I wish we had... I wish we could sell, like, our items. But, thanks, lady. Even though we're okay. Once you cross the Ormsa riverbed, the wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The darkening sky lets loose its rain, and soon fat drops of water turn the dirt path to sucking mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are pulled overhead, and children and animals are wrangled near the carts. That's us. Hey! I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Luton says. At least others have had the sense to abandon this cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, he's right. There are very few signs of life around you, and you still feel like you're being watched. The lowing of the usually quiet yaks indicates the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You're up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that led us to a few paths of solid ground over there, he points while shouting over the yaks. Uneven and bumpy, but easier than this. Stone markers? Yeah, the man says. Don't look natural. Don't look much like much of anything else either. Just some stones marking a path through this place is all I can figure. You can ask Trigby, but he's nowhere around. Probably out gathering mushrooms. Lead the way. The caravan changes course slowly, but you soon see the low stone markers, some with sticks tied around them. The caravan picks up speed over the lumps of packed ground until a child screams. You rush back to see the boy being pulled out of a hole in one of the mounds that you crossed. Inside, you see blackened, wrapped bodies buried only inches beneath the bog. You're walking across a burial ground. Get everyone moving, Ivor says. There's a chance we may get out of here without anyone knowing we were here. Start urging everyone on, but feel Rugga watching you. They're all around us, shouts a man near the edge of the caravan. And we're stuck in this mud! Cragsmen have encircled you. Your leader steps forth and shouts. There's no price for blood, but blood for crossing through the land of our dead. Shouts ring out. They're preparing to attack. Trying to talk the Cragsmen down. As fighters attempt to form ranks, you rush forward in diplomacy. Arrows literally field around you, sending you back almost immediately. However, your attempt encourages those around you who had a bit more time to prepare. The whole bog seems to move. Approaching Cragsman. Eric the Warden from Strand says, I know this sounds mad, but if they're bringing battle train bearers, if we weaken gun, I can make it ours. It smells your confusion. As the governor of Strand, they're helpful in certain situations. Khan growls. We could lose our lives and he wants a new pet. Consider what to do. Alright, Eric. That's better be worth it. We'll need to clear the battlefield except for one bear, the warden says. Then, leave the rest to me. Alright. Battle begins with Eric smiling. I'm gonna get him a pet bear! Alright. Khan towards the front. You also want Moger. And I'll let... Hold on. Frontliners and Eric. And Eric's kind of mixed. You want Moger or Agil? Switch out Moger or Agil for Avend. Yeah. Here we go. Game time, fellas. And non-fellas. Alright, so we gotta kill everyone except for the bear. Haven's a backliner, and... there, and you there. And you are out of here. Give the bear to me. It's all for nothing. Kill it. Hakon's so strong that he can literally just one-shot pretty much everyone. Much like Mogre can do the same to pretty much everyone's armor. Fate bears. Don't you dare kill Eric. Even mend Eric. You don't need the extra. That's gonna bring him to full either way. Tempest. That bear's gonna kill all that. Or at least deal heavy damage, yep. No. And needs more armor. I got him. Just the bear left. Capture the bear! I don't like that we lost people, though. We defended the lives of 228 clansmen. Nice. Consequences. Alette was injured. But we got a bear!
Baldringer's flame welcomes endless war. But why?
Even now, the petrified flames ward off our Varl friends. Oh, also, if you guys haven't seen, I got a new emote because I got affiliate. behold it, in its glory. Placed upside down on the ground, the petrified roots of a giant tree reach towards the sky. All the Varro, including Ivor and Hakan, have separated from a caravan temporarily, giving Baldringer's Godstone a wide berth. The giant's presence is missed as you continue to feel watched. Hey Leo, what do you know about Baldringer? Oops. Not much, but enough, the Skald says. These flames symbolize Baldringer's love of fire and war, the first being a means to the second. When the Varro were dominating humans in the first great conflicts, it was Baldringer who gave the losing side fire to combat the giants. Hold up your hand to halt the storyteller, listening through the rain for anything that might be following you. Hearing nothing, Elio resumes holding the gaze of his audience. Humans praised Baldringer for the gift of fire, but the gods only desired more war. He points toward the distant shapes of the Varro. When the giants and humans found peace, this godstone fell from grace. It looks to continue keeping the land scorched. Perhaps its shadow can still kill. Let's grab some fighters and patrol the area. A few others slink away from the massive clansmen, and soon come upon unsuspecting craftsmen waiting to ambush your caravan. There's no time to consider your options. We don't have that many frontliners anymore. I'm gonna get promoted, Eric. Promoted twice. You need more break? Always more break. More of this. And... yeah, that looks good. Alright, we want Ludin. Eric. You got some weird frontliners here, but... here we go. Cool, great, thanks. Summon the bear! Bear! Oh, that's less than cool. Bear strike! Get it? Up to 3 adjacent targets in front of the bear. Avend, no! They went after our strongest fighters. Get over there. Enjoy the hot coals. Sorry, Agil. You will be fine, though. Probably not gonna like that, though. Bear strike! Don't kill him. Thank God. Dang it, I needed her. Stone wall. I'm invincible! No, like, actually, though. War bear! Get him, Prince Luden. Victory. Old Avens. Crap. I got some good renown, though. Not the best, but some. Having killed or run off the Craigsman, you return to the remaining clansmen of the Godstone. Grabbing your belongings, your foot hits something in the mud. Reach down and find a small skull with a yellow ribbon through the eyes. You toss it in a bag without another thought. How appropriate that the war god gives us, you know, a fight. Rain finally ceases, but the wind picks up. You spin into the gusts and have a clear view of the vast plains ahead. There doesn't seem to be much out there, Ivor says. His tone conveys wonder and concern in equal measure. Grundar! The ground shakes again, enough to cause the ox to strain at their leads and panic. But here in the plains, with nothing but the open sky above, you feel remarkably vulnerable. Only a few trees around and no mountains, Hakan says in a wry tone. Looks like we only have to worry about the ground opening up beneath us. He shrugs at the look you give him.
Grundar almost looks forgotten by the rest of the world. Maybe those who live here have forgotten the rest of us too.
In a field just outside of Grundar, the caravan spots several creatures and you assume are myth. I don't believe it. Are those? Two horseborn hold simple bronze weapons and stand guard over a few others who look wounded, unable to rise. The size of the caravan makes them nervous. I have to get a closer look. I don't think that's a good idea. The archer looks at you and grins. Then stay where you are. Now they walk slowly towards the strangers and you follow, showing no signs of aggression. They study you, but continue glancing around at the caravan, occasionally swishing their hails or tamping the ground with their hooves. I'm Oddleaf. This is Alette. We're here to help if you'd like. The male's tail swishes. You help? His voice sounds strained as his mouth moves uncomfortably around the foreign words. Yes, help. Oddleaf steps aside as you wave to Avon for help. The female looks agitated and speaks in a long stream of consonants. The male responds to her, then returns to you. Help Roech and others. I'll try, but this is certainly a first. The standing horsebarn step aside, allowing Avon to approach the wounded fighters. With Haven and Juno tending to the wounded, Roek and the other horseborn, the caravan settles down inside the small, scant town of Grundar. It appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few clansmen go over the hill to enjoy the sights and sounds, but soon return looking disappointed. They called us outsiders, a woman says. They don't want us interrupting their wheat harvesting festival. But the merchants don't seem to mind trading. Clansmen soon shrug it off and take their renewed interest in the horseborn. Some in awe, others in disgust. Let's talk with Logan. Actually, this is Hogan. The blonde axeman, one of two twins from a small village near Skoger, is chopping into a fallen tree for no apparent reason. It certainly looks dangerous. Hogan, is everything okay? He glares at you. You look like you wish that piece of wood was me. I'm just wondering if I should have left with the ravens. Why's that? I followed your father a long way, and now you. And for what? My brother's gone. My wife and children are frightened of everything around them, including me. I tell them this constant fighting is only for a time, but it's changing me. I see it in their eyes, in my own reflection. I thought I was doing it to protect them, but if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? What do you want to do? I'm torn. I think it's good for me to be out there fighting. It makes me feel alive, like I'm doing something. But I know why my wife worries. Her father was consumed with raiding. Felt useless when he wasn't fighting. He died soon after she was born. Yes. I make big decisions every day. Just make this one for me, will you? Be with your family. Hogan sighs with relief and nods. Well, I'll still be around. I'll be playing with my kids. Thanks a lot. And be safe out there when you're fighting. Good luck, Hogan. Thank. You glance at Ubin, who snorts and smiles. Skathak's thanking you for helping his friend, Roek. Deirdre is the other one, but she's not in a talking with Varl and humans mood. You're welcome. I'd like you to meet Hakan. Skathak's tail swats his flanks, and he bows his head towards Hakan. Varl, mans. Same herd? No, but we're no longer enemies. I haven't seen Horseborn in centuries, unless they knew humans and Varl were at each other's throats. What happened to Roek? Roek, brave fighter, protect food. Hit many times. Hit? Who was attacking? That says many things in his other language. Now, I'm not even going to attempt that one. His eyes go wide and he stomps the ground before pointing west. Look at Ubin. I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Was it the people here? Here in Grundar? Looks where Harkon is pointing. Shakes his head, points west again. Rocking eyes Skathak suspiciously. What brings you so far north? Skathak looks confused by the question, so Ubin shows him the map pointing to Dalaland and Grundar. Food. Our planes break. Hakan snorts. Might be justice. Didn't they kill all the horses, Scrivener? His ancestors did, yes. But blaming folks for things that happened hundreds of years before they were alive, may as well accuse these humans around us of starting the Great Wars. How do you know our language? Zach just stares at you. You talk like us. Where did you learn? Heard little trade with mans in mud. I think he means our bog friends, the cragsmen. Have you found the food you were seeking? Enough for time, I guess. 2 others take to herd in south. His hooves scuff the ground during certain words. Just those 2? What about you and the couple? Tzak, Roek, Deirdre, stay. This herd help. We help this herd. Thank you. Nick nods in a movement that uses most of his upper body. Men, Varl, Horseborn. Same herd. Funny. Ubin chuckled and he smiled when Hakan shakes his head and walks away. Yeah, let's check out the market. Yeah. That's more like it. Mm. That's pretty good. 2 armor a turn. You want to get 2 weeks worth? I think we just hit okay with that. And check out our heroes and see who we can level up. So what's your whole deal, Skathak? Sprint charges forward and tramples an enemy. Hit and run. Yule kick. Poison tipped. What's your special? Pre-roam. Interesting. Interesting. Can you promote Ivor again? I kinda want to, but I know it's dumb to do so. How about Luden? Let's get him to level 5. Yeah. And we could do Trigby or Irsa. I'd rather do Irsa, honestly. Because she's quite good. Her Siege Archer. Alright, let's take a rest. Oh, who's still wounded? Egil and Aven. We can afford another day, I think. Oh, come on in. Let's have a look at you. What can you show me? Never seen a mentor with as much power as this, Aven, says Sven. After watching him a while, but I can show you how to really benefit from that lightning. I'm ready. Then we begin. Chain of 3 or more enemies. Ready for this? I would say that is 3 or more. Ta-da! That one I'm good at. Anything else you can teach me? Maybe another time. Alright, we got 18. We got a good team. Good thing going. How much will it take to level up Hakan? 13? Ivor is 21. I think it's probably wise to get a second ability for Hakan. Forge Ahead or Tempest. I think Forge Ahead's probably good for Hakan. since he's got Sundering Impact already. Alright. I like it. Alright. And away we go. Now that Roex had a chance to heal, 2 of the Horseborn are heading south to deliver some supplies to their people. What crazy ideas in your head, Scrivener? With the world falling apart around us, there might not be another chance to trek down south. Everyone's free to do what they want, but you'll be missed. Remember that when it comes to dealing with Rugga as well. If he wants to depart, by the gods, let him. You taking your hired muscle with you? I'd feel better if Gnolf stayed with all of you. That blade of his is sure to attract the wrong kind of attention. Wrong kind of attention might find you anyway. Then who will protect you? I'm old, not an idiot. I've learned a few tricks to keep my head on my shoulders. Then Varl shrugs and walks off to find food. And be safe, Ubin, and join us again if you can. You know where we're going. Don't worry about me. Just make sure you're alive to see this thing through to Arborang. Farewell. Scrivener says a few more goodbyes before departing with the Horseborn. Scrivener catches up to you and asks for a moment of your time. His bodyguard is beside him, silent. It's not getting any easier, is it? Probably won't get easier until we get to Arborang. Quit fooling yourself, girl. Capital's going to be a different battlefield, but a battlefield nonetheless. Quit calling me girl. And quit talking like one. Prepare for hard fights, to be lied to. Prepare for the worst in others. Look at Rugger's guard, Dag. Is he always this cheerful? The man says nothing, only occasionally blinking to break his stare. Listen, I didn't come over to insult you. Why does it feel like that's exactly what you're doing? Cameron's about to react, but calms himself. Get us across this wasteland. And try not to picking any more strays, will you? He steers in the direction of the Horseborn before leaving you. I don't like you, Rugga. A few of the weavers have been smiling more than usual lately, and now you know why. Handily leads children out from behind a cart in new costumes. Some have horns on headbands, while one red-headed girl wears a green cloak like yours. The boy wearing a red cloak is carrying an axe. The entire caravan gathers around to watch the performance. The young actors stand behind a short wall and discuss an approaching Dredge army. As a black cloth rolls across the ground in front of the actors, a young man in red armor stands up and shouts, "Bellower." That's a reenactment of the Battle of Borsgard. Let's continue watching. Dark-haired girl holding a spear says, "We'll get no help from the governor. We're on our own." A few people in the crowd laugh while Rugga stares at the skull. The young Rook, Alette, and Varl run towards the fierce Bellower, attacking and being repelled. Finally, the girl dressed as Juno hands Rook a silver arrow. Rook hugs Alette and shoots the arrow. Bellower roars. Turn and walk away. Making your way through the crowd, you feel their eyes on you. From a clearing, you hear their cheers and the entire caravan singing a familiar tune. He finds you alone. "I meant no disrespect," he says. "You're a hero to them, a symbol. And your father's a legend. It's the only way I could think to pay homage to his memory." He leaves you quietly. Through the mud! A woman holds a young girl in front of you and a crowd of others. "Caught her stealing enough food to feed a starving Varl," the woman says. "Not the first time I've seen her at it either." The girl looks familiar. She's part of the thin group of humans who picked up on the trail. "Why are you stealing?" "Never know when you'll get rid of us," the girl says. "People always get rid of us." Mother bursts through the crowd. "Supergirl, these people were good to us," she says, but it's too late. "Drifters!" come the angry shouts from the clansmen. captures of people without a banner. They're blamed for all sorts of woes, mostly undeserved. For all the clansmen alike run them off before you can make sense of it all, but you're left wondering what will become of them. Bummer, dude. +10. And the caravan comes to an immediate halt. That's the second faint shoe this bloody beast has thrown in a day, Yoxander curses. It'll take some time to see the Yox, so you call for a camp. While most of the clansmen sleep or lose themselves in drink, Junior requests a moment to speak with you alone. I'm impressed so far that you've managed to keep your composure through tough situations. Thank you. Not to pain you with further comparison, but you will remind me of your father at the Godstone Straws. Determined. What actually happened there? Your father faced down his fears, walking through thousands of dredge to obtain the only weapon that could bring down Bella. That's incredible and frightening. I don't know if I could do something like that. Walker gives you a maternal smile. Neither did he. Gina patiently waits for your reply. Tell me his death meant something. I can't do that. Rook's death was unfortunate, but his life was very important. The people he brought here from Skogan, including you and all the others along the way, are being forged into what the future will require. The previous era of peace is over, and one of survival has begun. Arbroath may be the best shelter for the coming storm, but the people there are soft, too dependent on a society that will no longer exist. Because of the dredge? Partially, but mostly because of the coming darkness that is pushing the dredge. You keep talking about darkness, but no one's ever seen it. You've seen the signs of it coming, the dredge in numbers, the land breaking apart. It is a force unlike any other. I wish I could say more, but even the Mentor Council is ignorant to this. Why me? Couldn't others learn to lead this caravan? The straight answer is yes, others could do it, but the clansmen choose to follow you under that banner. If you didn't appear worthy, you would be replaced. That doesn't sound like I have much say in the matter. Quite the contrary. Your every decision is your say in the matter. You keep all these people alive as best you can, if they were all from your own clan. That is very rare and needed. I don't understand how you get involved in all of this. At times, I think this is all my fault. At others, I'm not sure I could have stopped. She sees your wide-eyed expression and attempts to clarify. How you became involved is confusing at best, but you and I share something in common. We're both learning what we have to do as we go. But only the future will tell if my role is villain or hero. Thank you. I should get back to helping the others. Before you go, there's one thing I must address with you. The serpent. The chasm in Ormslier, the tremors on the ground concern me a great deal. Yeah, me too. Should that incredible creature ever resurface, do not attempt to stop it. It would take power unseen in ages to affect the serpent. If you see it, run. Her words chill you as you find yourself nodding to her commands. Can we do more training? Alright, let's leave. And away we go! The scout runs up to you. There's a woman tied to a tree up ahead. Got 4 guards watching her. Strange news draws a good deal of attention from the caravan. The bandwoman is ranting and spitting at the 4 guards when you arrive. What's going on here? This here's a witch, one guard says, plaguing our clan, making everyone really sick. We caught her, brought her out, way out here. The others not. She used to be tied here for 5 days without food or water, then cut loose. Been 3 days so far. But she'll die on her own after that, along with nothing to eat or drink. It's not on us, the guard responds. If you want to set her free. We need bigger fools than you to get in your way. Let's tell her what to do. do you know she's a witch? Everyone looks at the woman, who's grinning a toothless grin. He scratches the tree bark and calls out the dead gods one by one. If that's not enough, the guard says. She was seen squeezing mistletoe berries in water troughs. I think I heard that makes you sick. The guards bob their heads in agreement. Yrsa, any thoughts? Yrsa smiles and saunters towards the tied woman. She says a few quiet words to the prisoner and looks her over before returning. My suggestion, she says, burn her and the tree to the ground. Let her go. Everyone go their own way. The guard looks shocked and shakes his head. Foolish idea. You're on your own without letting her go. 4 guards run off in different directions. You move the caravan on and stay behind to cut the woman free. She slumps to the ground, weak. You leave her water and a small amount of food. As you walk away, she screams gibberish that chills you, but you don't look back. You notice the archer knit, because she's standing perfectly still, looking out into the distance. Let me guess, you see more grass. When she turns to you, she's not smiling. Dredge, she says quietly. How's that possible, you ask, knowing better than to doubt her sight? I thought we lost him at the chasm. You can make out a dust cloud on the horizon, which means they can make out the one produced by the caravan. It's heading in the same direction as you, toward Lundar. Valk walks to your side and says, I was afraid of this. Cracks in the ground along the Eastway Road. It's like that damn crevice in Secret Home all over, Khan says. The dregs were just pouring out of it. Does that mean they could? Juna finishes her question. Up here almost anywhere? Yes, but let's not panic the caravan. Let's keep moving. That's concerning.
Lundar, the Archer's Haven, home to the finest Fletchers in the world, though it appears beset with war.
So Dredge are hitting the town too. Sounds sweat, this is bad, Khan says. Lundar was fighting on 2 fronts and barely holding it together. He's been warring long before you were ever born. His worried look is unsettling. I always heard the horseborn are trouble with walls, since they usually fight in open fields, he says. He's the only one old enough to actually know, but it doesn't really matter because those walls will barely slow the Dredge. And if the Dredge flatten this town, our defenses are on these plains. Ivor says, but what are the horseborn after? All eyes turn to Roek, Deirdre, and Skathak. 3 horseborn in her caravan are pointing and talking excitedly in their own language. Deirdre nods toward Roek, tossing her head and baring her teeth. They're surprised by the look of savage fury on her faces. The couple takes off without warning, charging the attacking horseborn. While Skathak remains behind, he clearly wants to join them, but he waits your decision. They could die on their own, Oddleif shouts, not hesitating to follow Roek and Deirdre. Ivor sighs. She's lost her mind over those new members of the clan. Or at least her life for it, too. He looks at you. You can fight Dredge or Horseborn, or split up and fight both if you're feeling suicidal. If we're splitting up, my Varl are hitting the Dredge, Huckett says. We're good at that. Ingvar can do what he wants. He always has. You consider your option. Skathak, why did they take off like that? Skathak bites his lip and flips his mane left and right. Return fight? He's either nervous and hiding something or cannot find the right words. Khan spits. You don't have time to figure this out. Hardest stomps and tail whipping. That's not his voice either, but must have found the town from the Dredge. just found the 10 from the dredge. Oddleaf will have to handle herself out there, you shout. We have to stop the dredge here. Khan leads the Varl and fighters through a breach in the wall toward the heaviest fighting. Listen to me, Governor Rucker says. I'm Van Tugger. We get behind these dredge and make short work of them, but we'll need some help. Fluden overhears him says, I'll go. I've been sheltered long enough. It's not the kind of king I want to be. Look at Khan, who just shrugs. We'll stick together and rout them. Damn bloodletting for this caravan, Rucker says. Thought you wanted to save lives. Let Dagger help. That's what he was made for. You know, to the Var King, and he lifts his axe, shouting, Charge! Alright, here we go. Good Ivor. Well, let's see what Scathach's all about. We're ready for battle. Ready. Keep fighting. It may seem endless, but we can beat them. like you. Oh, Dredge, fight on. Dang it, Haven. Keep fighting, we'll outlast them. Two turns in a row. Because we got it the pillage mode. Hey. Hey. Hey, nice job, buddy. army shatters the last of the armored foes. Cheers ring out as you collect yourself for a moment. It's not over, Khan says. Threats are only part of this war. Motion something behind you. You turn to see oddly supported by a bloody Roak and limping Deirdre. All three stagger towards you. He was stupid of me, I know, she says. Villagers helped where they could, but Horseborn are so quick. She drops to her knees in fatigue. Look at all the destruction around you, loss of life, and trying to find some meaning of it. Before your breathing slows, an older man runs up shouting, "They kicked their way through! The mangy hoofed monsters are in our town!" The Horseborn, you ask? Call them what you want, the man shouts, but they're everywhere. They're hitting the homes, the market, even those rich folk hiding out in the Great Hall. He spits at the last mention. After that last fight, we should stay together, Moker says. We'll only be able to save one of those places, but that's better than nothing. So just understand his caution and realize you can't be everywhere at once. But you might be able to save two places with two separate groups. Before you respond, the old townsman says, houses are full of families, and all our supplies are near the market, but I beg you to save the families. They're the heart of Lundar. Save as many as we can. Split up. Save the homes in the market. Save the families and supplies, you shout. Others join your charge. Alright. Eagle, you're out. Ogre, you're in. Alright, here we go. Ready. Tempest is so good. We fight to protect the people of Lundar. Khan might be too strong, considering he can do this without even breaking their armor. Yeah, full armor. Where do you think you're going? Ogre the Ogre has come for you. Wow. Thanks, guys. You know what? Ivor's not gonna get the kill, because he doesn't need it. And neither does Moger. I'm gonna give it to... Let's get that. Whack. With his mighty clippity-cloppity hooves. Cool. On to the next fight. Alright, who are we using? The B team! Alright, so... Ganolf, who desperately needs promotions. Sure. Yeah. Alright. More strength. More armor. Yes. Let's see. So we want you. We want Agil, because it's the only other like frontline fighter we've got. You want Eric. Let's put in Irsa, Ludin, and I guess you. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So Ganolf is our big, strong frontline fighter. Is he going first or second? He's going second. There you go. Frontliners. Backliners. Alright. Ow. Dick. Protect the supplies. Without them, the people will starve. Ganolf has this. I'm glad we gave him the thing that resists strength attacks. Stop the horseborn from stealing the supplies before there's nothing left. Summon the bear! What's your ability? Poison tipped? Cool. Hi there. Stop going after Eagle. Or else I'll have to have bear attack. War bear achievement. And that just leaves you. And that is the end of you. Strategery! Achievement. Get to defeat enemies with a warbear. Nice. What you did there, the old man says, but his voice cracks. He suddenly smiles. Everyone that matters is alive. And there's plenty to feed them, too. I can't thank you enough, but I bet the merchants will make a deal with you. Yay! Ivor and Hakon both find you. Both look as tired as you feel. I'm not sure how many of us made it through that. I never expected to see Horseborn in my life, let alone fight them. And the dredge seemed desperate. Fighting like us, you mean? They've got nothing left to lose. I wasn't so worried. The great Ingvar on our side. How could we fail? Ivor looks at you and grumples. Let's talk about what to do next. I'll tell you what we're doing next. Having a drink. Can't disobey a direct order from my king. Oh, suddenly you're following Varl law? Convenient, isn't it? Gina walks up to the group unexpectedly. Really unexpectedly. It looks as though the three of you have already decided to rest a while. Good. I could have sworn you were going to tell us to move on to Arborang immediately. First lesson you learn as a Volca is to never be predictable. Really? No. You and Ivor laugh. Hakon growls. Guess it's a good thing Arborang doesn't know we're coming, since we'll be late. Word is a wave traveling faster than any of us. Don't be surprised if the capital already knows you're coming. Lundar, what's left of it, is offensive. Will allow everyone some greatly needed rest. I won't argue with the Volca on that front. And I'm in no hurry to enter the old wood. I've heard strange things about that place. I'm sure it will be fine. You watch the Volca as everyone moves on. She looks less confident than you've ever seen her before. Da-na-na. Where a foe may lurk. Alright, I'm starting to get a headache, so once this switches over and we've got like some ever narration, I'm gonna read the narration and then call it for tonight. Thanks everyone who stopped by though. Your hay mattress itches, but it's more comfortable than sleeping on the cold hard ground. You stand in your private room, you hear something. Throwing on your cold bear cloak, you step outside and listen. It's a distant sound of battle, outside the gates, where your ravens are. You race to the gates, shouting for the guards to open them. They look pale. I swear to the gods. Actually, sorry. That's his voice. I swear to the gods I'll make it worse for you if you don't open these damn gates! You yell. The guards follow your command, and you're almost overwhelmed by a surge of clansmen pushing to get through. The old wanderer of your company finds you. Just some dredge scouts, he says. Surprised us in that snow, and we took some losses, but we cleared them out. Probably a lot more coming, though. As he speaks, the snowfall lessens. Timing. So it must be moving south now. Not that it changes much for you living up inside here. You grab a raven running by you. Want every one of our fighters ready to move now. Set a post inside these gates for them to wait for me. Fighter nods and takes off to find everyone. Where's that fake Volca? Maybe up on the wall. The famed Volca is here. Volca Zephyr, I never heard you speak like that. The silent appearance of the two menders surprises you. You were outside the walls. What did you see? Dredge scouts. I'll wedge in my axe. There's an army of them coming this way. Young Mender's eyes go wide as he stares at Claw and Fang. And if that's true, they'll level this place. Storm must have hidden their approach. Or kept them at bay. But why are they here? Why now? I don't care. We're heading for the mountains. But the Ravens could take on all these dredge, especially with the Volca's help. Like that time on River Rake when you helped Volca Fiorin. Forgot about that. Nichols' eyes light up. It was you, Fiorin, and a handful of ravens tracking down the bandit who called himself Draugr of Dangler. The river... Warhorn blazes across town. The army of dredge you suspected is real. Nichols, find Gudmundur. Have his front guards try to calm the people, but bring him to meet us at the barn with the cart. Young Bender follows orders without question. Not a bad quality. The cart's not your business. I disagree. A dead Volca gives you a cart to hide in the deepest recesses of a river, and suddenly an army of dredge appears? If you hadn't already tried, I doubt you'd be able to open the cart. If it's woven shut, as I suspected, I'm the only one here who can open it. We told you. Juno's not dead. You were just traveling with her. Let me tell you something that compromises my position as Volca. The Juno who I knew, who the entire council knew, was put to death by us, the council. You killed one of your own? It's a very rare sentence reserved only for the worst offenses. Altering people's minds, their thoughts, is one such offense. Volca gets quiet and looks at you. She tried something on me. It didn't really work. Because it wasn't Juno. It couldn't be, could it? Whoever it was got mercenaries to bring that cart here for free. It's subtle. Regardless, Juno was put to death. Avon was imprisoned. In his grief, he escaped and stole away with Juno's body, but for what purpose is anyone's guess. So no, you will not be paid by the council for a job issued by a Volca whose life we ended. Your irritation is rising when another war horn sounds. 2 horns means a large force approaches. Collect what you need and hurry to the barn. It's time we discover why you're really here. The last stretch falls and you pause, taking in heavy breaths. The snow is finally abating. The storm is moving south. Let's get inside the gates, you say. Let's check the market. The smell of hay and yak stunt is heavy as you enter the stout wooden barn. Zephyr and Nichols are talking in hushed tones to the guard captain, Gudmundur, who glances at the large cart nervously. Everyone knows why we are here, she says. I do not believe in coincidence, but I cannot begin to imagine what would draw an army of dredge to Bindle besides the contents of this cart. She moves her spear in intricate motions. God! Occasionally shaking her head and starting over. Finally, she looks to you to open it. That would be Bellower's corpse. Quote-unquote corpse. The sight of this under Bellower's body in the car silences everyone but you. Your howls, the memory of a dream tears through your mind and drops you to a knee. A strange white tower. A stained tower of white stone. Lightning. Fear. Confusion. Distrust. There's a wrongness about it all. Bulwark, hey! Volca's voice draws you from the dream. She's shaking you by the straps of your cloak. Everyone's watching. Another dream, she asks? Your eyes finally focus on hers. Whitestone Tower. Lightning. What are you talking about? Zephyr asks, pulling away from the cart. Her tone is full of concern. I saw it. A tower. Lightning. I don't know what I saw. Volca pauses briefly before shrugging. This is unexpected, Zephyr says. Volca looks unaccustomed to surprises. Gudmundur, continue your task. Nichols, take some fighters and open the mine. Keep that path clear at all costs. As both men begin to leave, she points to this cart and shouts, Not a word of this. They nod on their way out. She turns to you and Volca. This cart. I'm not sure why they are attacking, but if the dredge recaptured Bellower, he's dead. Who cares if they take him? He cannot die. His immortality is more than rumor. Dredge lives have no natural end, but they can be killed, all except the immortal Thunder, Bellower. They live forever? Zephyr nods, but looks lost in thought. Sunder looks dead to me. My guess is that arrow is somehow keeping him asleep. So if I pull it out, I do not see that being to anyone's advantage. I've used threats to my advantage for years. Zephyr looks at you and her face drops. She changes the topic. The storm to the south and dredge armor to the north leaves us with one way out. The mines. Wait. Our way out is to sit in a hole in the ground? Why should I trust anything you say? How would life serve me in this moment? If the council's situation was not dire, why would I reveal secrets guarded by the council? She does seem more open than any Vulcan commander you've ever met. If we go with you, what's required? We only have a couple of hours of food to move, food and people to mine. I'll be at the opening preparing the way. Help load the carts near the gates or warn the families in the houses for our immediate departure. Not waiting for a response, Zephyr hurries away. You know, we could always take Bellower's cart and make a break into the mountains. Two of you reseal Bellower's cart. Of course, a town chaos is tempting. Makes you wonder what may find in Great Hall. You stick with the Vulcan for now. Okay, but a couple of hours won't let us do everything. Time to pick our poison. Two of you head to the Raven's Post. Let's check. Market. Oh, now it gets one. Let's get that. Let's check the Great Hall. Take all the ravens you can find and head to the gates where the Yox men are laboring and sweating under the constant sun. If you're here to help, a red-headed foreman says, find any baskets or crates of goods and put them on a cart. We're not worried about order at this point. Just keep the eggs from getting crushed. That sounds familiar, and based on the laughter of folk and the others, you look awkward doing it. Before long, shouting and shoving breaks out between some men. A few ravens are pulled in the middle of it, soon weapons are drawn. Ari's men are taking things that aren't theirs, the wiry man shouts. And now he's got the mercenaries helping him steal. A large man steps forward and says, don't need the mercenaries to cut out your lying tongue, Joko. Well, your axe doesn't threaten them all. Your roar, size, and heaving form lend truth to any story these men might have heard from you. Back to work, you shout. Only is the arguing over. But everyone seems to work a bit faster. By the time the foreman calls for everyone to move to the mine, the carts are brimming with supplies. The mine entrance, Zephyr is impressed with the carts. The foreman silently acknowledges you, and Zephyr gives you a brief smile, but a loud slam on the gates from the dredge ends all celebrations. Everyone inside, she shouts. Ooh, that's a lot of supplies. I like it. The mine shaft is cramped. More than once, your broken horns knock against the rough ceiling or timber. Follow Vulcan Zephyr at the head of the caravan. She's lighting one of the many bracketed torches along the way, when shouts from the mouth of the mine reach you. Dredge! The gates in town did nothing to halt their advance. Gudmundur and his men will slow them, Zephyr says, but it may not be enough. They have orders to collapse the opening if they're overwhelmed. We keep them from being overwhelmed? Back to the top. Running up the mine shaft is like swimming against a current. Crane villagers push forward, and you barely have room to get past the Yox cart. Gudmundur, in his grim manner, looks pleased to see you. No real plan, he says. Just kill as many as you can. The ravens around you smile at his words and begin to chant. Raid Master. Stone wall and shield wall. Nice. Alright, we want Folka, we want Oli. Let's get Sigbjorn. What do you got for Runic Gale? And Bent. I don't like that at all. That seems like a bad kind of way. What's Nichols got? He's just got mend. So Nichols is trash. Bet she's gonna die. So we want. That's more appropriate for you, Kruger. Alright. You've basically got like all frontliners here. I think Gloomy thing's standing watch over the Stone Singers. Like Gloom Warden. Yeah, let's put Oli there. I don't like that at all. Throw that axe. Axe toss. One more. Yeah! Good job. Get him, Krumer. That's more dredge. That is a lot more dredge. Pull back. We're closing the mine. Fall back, Kathunder repeats. The opening is ready to come down. Severin sprints on the mine. Guard captain tosses you a heavy hammer and points at the timber. You deserve the honor, he says. Turn to look at the gray sky, snow, Bindle, and the dredge walking towards you. The hefty swing, the timber snaps and rocks begin to fall. You drop the hammer and race down the shaft towards the light of the torches. Once I get a chance to rest, then I'll be able to stop. Ahead, the path comes to a dead end against the smooth surface of a large flat rock. We should camp, Zephyr says. It may be the last decent sleep these people get for days. Only Nichols to assist me in opening the path beyond, but first, you and I should talk. Anything new to teach me? A few small fires provide a sense of calm for the caravan, so the villagers keep well away from the ravens. There's enough light to see that you are no longer in a man-made mine, but a natural cave of sorts. What are we doing down here? Staying alive and keeping Bellower from the dredge. I thought that was obvious. But we keep heading down like we're hunting dwarves. Walker gives you a ghost of a smile. Until today, no one but a few on the council knew about these tunnels. Not even the Menders. We didn't create them, but we have used them a great deal over the years to travel far distances quickly. Zephyr becomes quiet, awaiting a question. Why keep them a secret? Because the more you know of this world, the more frightening it can be. Children knew how many spiders were in their house. They'd never sleep. And it never hurts to have a way to outmaneuver your enemies. Valka does not respond. Zephyr becomes quiet, awaiting a question. Where'd they lead? Practically everywhere. Arborang, Bow, Grofheim, or what's left of it. Not sure anyone knows the full extent of these underground paths, but we're about to enter a corridor, one of the main tunnels. So where are we headed? Where'd you go, knowing you possess the sleeping body of the immortal Sunder General? Dropping in the Blue Rivers sounds good. It's not a terrible plan, but we'll call her Juno for simplicity. But the closest I could get is this pass in the middle of the Fladavelar Plains. I to assume the Dredge Army is there in force. Manhar is the safest place to secure Beller's body. Whatever drew the Dredge Army towards us in Bindle, the Council can find a way to stop it. And what about my ravens? So far, hoping Volko pays less than a bloodshed coin. And that is why I'm talking to you alone now. The corridor will lead us to Manhar in a week's time. See us there safely, and I will give you a genuine Volko oath. You'll be rewarded well enough to never need work again. Look around at the cave walls and back the way you came. Go to Manhar, but we're heading there after the Blue River anyway. Alright. That is probably the best place to stop that we are going to get. At least today. Alright, well, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everybody who left to follow or whatever. And you know what? We will pick this up tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier. But yeah. Have a good one, guys. Who can I send you over to? I know. Actually, y'all just have a good time. Peace.